This is a salted honey latte, and it's probably one of the best drinks I've made all week. I'm not gonna lie, I love my boomer shots. So we're gonna do a standard 18 in, 36 out. All right, we'll give it a few sprays of water. The water is really so the coffee grounds don't stick to the inside of the grinder. So we'll take our coffee beans and throw them into the grinder. Then I'll grab the portafilter from the espresso machine, and I always like to give it a quick little dry too, and then we'll grind our coffee. This part is always so boring. Then we can start doing our puck prep, and I always like to start with a WDT tool. And what this does is it breaks up a lot of the bigger clumps of coffee that were formed by the grinder. So you just do this in small circles, starting at the bottom of the espresso bed and making your way up to the top. I'll give it a few taps and I'll grab my tamper. This is the normal dose tamper. It's like a thumbprint tamper. So you just put it on top and then just press down with your thumb. It's really, really easy. And the final step of my puck prep is a puck screen. Before we pull our shot of espresso, I want to add my honey and my salt to the espresso glass. This way we can pull the espresso over the honey so it sort of melts it. If you're using a scale, I would use about 20 to 25 grams of honey. I think that's the right amount of sweetness. You don't have to weigh this out, but I would do a small pinch of sea salt. So I'll set my scale down and my espresso glass right on top of that. So we got 40 grams of espresso out in about 23 seconds. My espresso did pull a little fast, but that's okay because we're gonna dilute it with some milk. So I love nugget ice, but this is your PSA. If you have a nugget ice machine, go clean it, because I saw a video of somebody who didn't clean it for like 3 months. Pour in our milk and make sure to leave some room for your espresso and cold foam. The salted honey espresso goes in next. And for our cold foam, we're gonna use a little bit of heavy whipping cream and a little bit of simple syrup. I just want something that's subtly sweet. I like to do this in one of our carafes. You really just need like 2 or 3 tablespoons and about a tablespoon of simple syrup. So when you start frothing cold foam, it goes through 3 different phases. The first phase is just like a ton of bubbles, and they're just like big bubbles, and there's some small bubbles. Second phase is when it's mostly small bubbles. And the third phase is where you just try to get rid of as many bubbles as you can with the frother. And they'll eventually go away. Take our cold foam, just pour that right on top. You could do cinnamon too if you want. That is so good.